What if I told you that you could actually feel happier in the next 15 seconds? Seriously, we're going to dive into some simple brain science that can instantly improve your mood. And the best part? No positive thinking required. Just a few quick switches you can flip inside your brain.
You know that feeling, right? You're just there. Nothing is technically wrong, but you just feel off, kind of blah. And you find yourself thinking, ugh, why can't I just feel good right now? We have all been there. And it turns out there's a real scientific reason for that feeling.
And here's the amazing part. The solution isn't some massive life overhaul. The claim is pretty bold. You can literally switch your brain into a happier state in just 15 seconds. This isn't about faking it till you make it or forcing yourself to be motivated. It's about understanding how your brain is actually wired and using it to your advantage.
So we're going to walk through 3 super simple brain tricks that can lift your mood almost instantly. But you are definitely going to want to stick around for all 3, because that third trick, well, it's the real game changer. It fundamentally rewires how your brain deals with stress, and you do not want to miss it.
Okay, so to get why this stuff works, just picture 2 people having the exact same bad day. Let's say person A just spirals. They feel miserable all night, their brain is just stuck on this negative feedback loop. But person B, they somehow manage to shake it off and actually feel okay. Now, what's the difference? It's not their life. It's that person B's brain did something to interrupt that initial negative reaction. So how do we interrupt that reaction? Well, that brings us to our very first trick. This one is all about using your physical body to send a brand new signal to your brain. It's called the face switch.
Okay, I want you to actually do this with me right now. It's so easy. First, just gently raise your eyebrows, kind of like you're interested in something. Yeah, it feels a little weird. Now, completely unclench your jaw. Just let it hang loose. And finally, let the corners of your mouth lift up just a tiny bit. We're not talking a big cheesy grin, just a slight lift. Now, just hold that for about 15 seconds.
So what is actually happening inside your head right now? Well, by making that subtle change with your facial muscles, you're sending a super powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, we're safe. Everything's cool. And when your brain gets that safe signal, it starts dialing down the stress chemicals. This is incredible, right? It means physical cues can change your emotional state way faster than trying to think your way out of a bad mood. All right, so you've used your face to signal safety to your brain. That's awesome. But what if your mind is still racing? Stuck in that loop of worry or frustration? That brings us to our second trick, which is designed to stop that emotional spiral dead in its tracks. See, your brain basically operates in 2 modes. When you're swept up in those really intense feelings, you are in reacting mode. It feels like your emotions are in the driver's seat, and you're just along for the ride. The goal is to shift gears into thinking mode, where the logical part of your brain can take the wheel, and you can observe the feeling instead of being totally consumed by it.
And the switch to make that happen? It is almost laughably simple. All you have to do is label the emotion. Just say to yourself, or hey, even say it out loud, I am feeling stressed, or this is overwhelm. You don't have to fix it, you don't have to analyze it. The simple act of just naming it is what flips the switch from reacting to thinking.
There's this perfect analogy for what's going on here. When you're caught up in a bad feeling, it's like you're standing outside in the middle of a thunderstorm, just getting soaked and miserable. But the second you name that feeling, it's like you've just stepped inside a house. The storm is still raging outside, you can see it, but now you're watching it from a safe, warm window. Same storm, but a completely different experience.
All right, it's time for trick number 3. And like I promised, this is the most powerful one of all. This is all about actively triggering your brain's #1 feel-good chemical. Let's talk about how to get a hit of dopamine on demand.
So most of us have a little bit of a misunderstanding about dopamine. We think we get that big rush of it when we achieve some huge goal, right? But the science actually shows something way more useful. Dopamine isn't released when we succeed, it's released when our brain senses we're making progress. It's that feeling that we're moving forward, even in the smallest, tiniest way. So how do you trigger this whenever you want? With something called a micro-win. This is any tiny, minuscule action you can complete in less than 15 seconds. We're talking straightening up your posture right now, taking one single, slow, deliberate breath, taking a sip of water, or, my personal favorite, checking off the absolute smallest, easiest thing on your to-do list. Each one of those little actions screams progress to your brain, and boom, you get that little hit of dopamine.
And this right here, this is the critical mind shift. We spend so much of our lives waiting to feel motivated so that we can take action.
But our brains are actually wired the other way around. Action comes first, motivation follows. That little dopamine hit from a micro win, that's the spark that gets the whole engine started.
So let's put this all together. Let's build your own personal toolkit for activating your happiness whenever you need it.
The next time you feel your mood starting to dip, here is your 1-minute reset. First, use the face switch to send that all-clear safety signal to your nervous system. Second, name the emotion to step out of that reactive spiral. And third, complete one tiny micro-win to trigger a little reward of dopamine. In less than a minute, you've just taken back control of your own brain chemistry.
And you know what's so empowering about all of this is that these aren't difficult, long-term habits you have to build over months and months. They're just switches. And once you know where the switches are, you can flip them anytime you feel like you're getting stuck. You're never really stuck for long.
Ultimately, I think the biggest takeaway is this. Happiness isn't some destination you have to find or some prize you have to earn. It's a state you can learn to activate inside your own brain. You already have all the equipment you need, and now you know exactly how to use it.